My name is Phillippe Lee, and I am 60 years old. I know a lot of people don't believe me, but thanks to my parents, thanks to my wife for feeding me good food, and of course, I do whatever I need to do. I've been with TNG for about almost 2 years, I think, and then I think I virtually met with Noelle online, and she saw my portfolio and she welcomed me, and since then it's been only good things. So for ExoKitty, I remember that I did a first audition, and I think about maybe 2 or 3 weeks later, I think I was requested to do a callback, which I did, and then it took maybe 2 months perhaps to do a chemistry test on screen. And then after that, I think we had a lot of communication going back and forth between, of course, you and I, and also you with the clients. And then I think almost 3 months later, we heard the good news that we as a team got the job. So when I finally booked, I think the excitement was not double but triple. I'll give you 3 reasons. Number 1, of course, the collaboration between TNG and I. So I thought this is a great accomplishment for us. Second thing, my own little pride, because of course I wanted to do something really, let's say, big enough to at least, as a first step. And also, although I was born and raised in France, I am South Korean, so it was an opportunity to go back to motherland, and I hadn't been back in Korea for almost 10 years. So I was really looking forward to, of course, going back and being part of this exciting project. My character is very interesting. I am this exuberant father of one of the main characters in ExoKitty. And he's basically my age. He's also Korean. He's very international, and so am I. And he's had different types of experiences in multimedia, in businesses, and so forth. And that sort of reflects, what I have been actually my entire life. I was a corporate person. I'm still an entrepreneur, and so forth. And I love anything related to entertainment, style, fashion, and so forth. So I thought, this is a good fit, and why don't I just play this guy and play myself? Of course, you have to go a little higher than what's expected, because that's how it translates on screen, but I had a great time doing it, yes. If I had to compare playing Mr. Moon and the other character that I did, thanks to you, with Mel Gibson and 50 Cent. Like you said, with 50 Cent and Mel Gibson, it was just a one-day type of job. So, of course, I knew I had to do whatever I could to perform well, and then I knew that once it's done, everything is wrapped and you go home, right? But playing such a role for a series is, it lasted 3 months. So it wasn't just about performing well, but it was also about developing relationships with the fellow talents, and also all the crew that was working there, from camera crew to directors, producers, to stylists, set of folks. And I really, really enjoyed that, because I think that was more of a human experience and a lot of teamwork. So that was tremendously enriching and fun experience. So it was hard to be away from the wife and the kids, but knowing that I was going to be in Korea for 3 months in really great conditions, I told my mom actually where I was staying and in what sort of context. And so my brothers and I actually got together and we decided to buy her a business class ticket to come to Korea. And since I had a suite almost as big as this office, I told her basically, okay, why don't you enjoy and stay here? And so that made my stay a lot comfortable. And also I need to say that Korea is fantastic. It's 22nd century, everything is perfect. So it's very, very comfortable to stay in Korea, and very enjoyable, should I say. So there was no particular schedule. We had set days off, and the days off were actually Thursdays and Fridays because weekends have to be used. The fact is, since everything takes place in a school, weekends are good for that since all the students are not around. And then, of course, we work days, sometimes nights, sometimes several nights in a row. So there wasn't really a set schedule, and we had to be very flexible. But again, that's part of the job, so it was okay. My co-stars were at least half my age. So when I first came on set, I realized, okay, so folks are different. There were maybe two exceptions. Two of them, actually, one was older than me. She's also a new character. She plays a grandmother, so she's also a surprise. She's a very famous and well-known actress in Korea. And then two other folks that play professors, so somehow they can relate to me because of the age. This said, all the other talents were half my age, so there was a little bit of adjustment. I mean, first there was a surprise, like, okay, how am I going to interact with these folks? Am I going to play the older guy, or am I just going to bring myself to the level of being just a cool guy? Which is what I did. So I just became a nice guy, and that was all I could do. It went well. I think what's next to me is whatever happens, because I'm basically having fun doing that. It's really fun to play bad guys, good guys, or sophisticated guy, or someone who's out of it. It doesn't matter. I think once the camera turns on, I think it's really fun to wear that new skin and also work with people with great ideas. And yeah, so I'm open to features, to series. To be very honest with you, I haven't sacrificed anything because I feel like that everything that I'm doing in this business is a simple reflection of what I have been doing my entire life. I was a corporate guy, I was an entrepreneur, I'm a dad, I'm a husband, I'm a guy who likes to have fun, do sports, whatever that is. So it's all about putting all these pieces together, and once a role is given to me, whether I play an office guy or a cop or a businessman in this case, I just become the guy I was maybe 5 years ago or 10 years ago or maybe yesterday, and that's what it is, and I'm just having a blast and fun doing it. So what made me want to do this is the day I stopped eating the way I was eating, because when my wife got pregnant with our first child, she wasn't pregnant. I would say we were pregnant together. So in other words, I sympathize, I gained weight. I mean, we just had a good time becoming fat and enjoying good food. And then I stopped all that. And I saw that my appearance was different. And then I got scouted by some folks. And then as you work, more doors open. And of course you see yourself, with more potential and having more fun, so that's how the ride has been. So my favorite thing about acting is the fact that it's a job that allows you to switch on and off all the time. Every minute, every second. When you play the character, you have that luxury to really step out of your shell and to be something else. And that something else could be, let's be honest, it could be a trauma from the past, but it could also be a dream that you have, or it could be a reflection of your ideal in the future. So that's what I love about that. It seems that so many doors are opening at the same time, and you get to choose and perform in the way you want. Of course, in coordination with the directors. A dream director for me, I know he's not as active, but I love Oliver Stone, I love Francis Coppola. I'm an old-fashioned guy, so when I watch those movies and seeing how the actors are going to their very next level is so impressive. So I would name those guys, but like I said, there's so many other new ones and older ones. So if I had to give a good advice to my younger self, beginning in acting, right? There's one thing I learned actually. Instead of like writing your lines or even actually taking your lines and trying to memorize, I learned how to put the dialogues, written dialogues. First, I write them several times because I think there's some sort of muscle memory when you're writing and visual memory going on. And at the same time, what I do is I put all these different boards all around me. And what I do is instead of being seated, I walk around. And as I walk, I talk to all my counterparts. And I noticed that by walking, and it initiates a different body language and a whole different types of way of memorizing. There's some energy involved, so you're not just sitting and memorizing and being static, you're literally interacting. And then, of course, the second stage would be to bring the real actors, talents with you and then do it. But it really, really works. And then the other advice is to just have so much fun doing it, having fun.